Brothers and sisters, we have been blessed with a new day, smiled upon with another opportunity to better ourselves, to strengthen our families and support our community. Recite, if you will, Ujamba, 7 principles, Umoja, unity. And that's the way it should always be. Build and maintain unity in the family, nation, and community. As a people, we need to get together and share our blessings. That's the way it should always be. Umoja is unity. Kujichagulia is self-determination, you see, to define ourselves, name ourselves, create for ourselves, speak for ourselves. Kujichagulia is self-determination, you see. I need freedom to define my own goals, so no one has to speak for me. Ujima, collective work and responsibility. Build and maintain our community together. Your worries mine, my worries yours, whatever. Let's take responsibility for our past and what our future's gonna be. Ujima, collective work and responsibility. Ujima, cooperative economics. That money, man, to build and maintain our own stores, our own shops, our own businesses, getting props, sharing profits, feeling fine. I'll buy your goods, you buy mine. Believing people come before profits do. Power to the people, to the me, to the you. Ujima, we must understand that money, man, is purpose, like a little girl's name, to make our collective work the lifting and building of our community, so our people can rise to their traditional greatness. We are social beings, and we must work together, our hood. Nia's purpose, so it's all good. Ujamba is creativity, to do always as much as you can in the way that you can. So the community we inherit is more lovely than it began. Enhance the world, a flavor from you, a taste from me. Ujamba is creativity. Imani is faith. To believe in our hearts and our people, in our parents and our teachers too, and the righteousness of our struggle. Believe in the power of you. Selectively honor our leaders. Forever encourage the young with Imani, with faith. Umoja, that means unity. Kujichagulia, self-determination. Ujima, collective work and responsibility. Ujima, cooperative economics. Nia, purpose. Ujamba, creativity. Imani, faith. Umoja, Kujichagulia. Ujima, Ujima, Nia, Ujamba, Imani, Ashe. Who's going to have a positive day? Ashe, Ashe. Who's going to have a positive learning day? Ashe, Ashe. Who will respect themselves today? Ashe, Ashe. Who will respect the teachers today? Ashe, Ashe. Who will smile today? Say still. Who will laugh today? Say I. Who will love today? Say rise. Who's gonna celebrate Kwanzaa today? Say Ashe. Oh yeah. You get your rock on. Come on. You know you feel that. Say I'm gonna get my Kwanzaa on. Say I'm gonna get my Kwanzaa on. Say I'm gonna get my Kwanzaa. Say I'm gonna get my Kwanzaa on. Clap your hands now. Kwanzaa is a 7-day celebration for a year-long practice. Kwanzaa was created and founded in 1966 by Maulana Karanga to bring the Black community together. It's a way for Black people to get together every year for the same reason, for the same thing. 7 days, 7 principles, 7 symbols of Kwanzaa. The Nguzo Saba at the center of the Kwanzaa celebration gives us a blueprint to heal the community of all of our ills. If we practice Kwanzaa 365 days a year, by the time we get back to the Kwanzaa celebration, we're stronger, we're better, we're more together. We're celebrating our unity, we're celebrating self-determination. Collective work and responsibility is what's going to help cooperative economics thrive in the community. Be creative, show our purpose, have faith. Celebrate Kwanzaa with your family. Celebrate Kwanzaa with your community. Celebrate Kwanzaa with the world. Say, I'm gonna get my Kwanzaa on.
I'm gonna get my Kwanzaa on.
Say, I'm gonna get my Kwanzaa on.
I'm gonna get my Kwanzaa on.
I'm gonna get me some Kwanzaa.
I'm gonna get me some Kwanzaa.
I'm gonna get my Kwanzaa on.
I'm gonna get my Kwanzaa on.
Celebrate Kwanzaa today, tomorrow, and forever. Leave Kwanzaa as a legacy to the children. I'm gonna get my Kwanzaa on.
I'm gonna
I'm
get
gonna
my
get my Kwanzaa on.
Love it. Just a little bit of this Ujima song. Come on, y'all.
I'm gonna get my Kwanzaa on.
I'm gonna get my Kwanzaa on.
Ujima.
Let us help each other.
Hello, Tia.
Oh,
Michelle,
let's
Lachelle.
help each other. All right, beautiful.
Come on in. Oh, there you are. Habari gani.
Ujima.
Today, we're going to be blessed to hear the words of Johnny Woods. She's going to be our keynote speaker for this 3rd day of Kwanzaa. So come on in. Habari gani. Ujima. Come on. During the Kwanzaa holiday, families and communities organize activities around the Nguzo Saba, the 7 core principles. The kinara and the 7 candles are used. And on the first day of Kwanzaa, we celebrate Umoja, or unity. Matt McDowell was our conversational leader for Umoja, and it meant to strive for and maintain unity in the family, community, nation, and race. We light the first Black candle. The Black stands for people. I moved my matches. Here they are. I'm lighting the first Kwanzaa candle. In the middle, it's the Black candle for people. And it stands for Umoja.
Umoja.
Habari gani.
Umoja.
The 2nd day of Kwanzaa is Kuchichagulia.
Kuchichagulia.
Kuchichagulia is self-determination. And Jania Geis was our communication leader for Kuchichagulia. We talked about defining ourselves and naming ourselves and creating for ourselves and speaking for ourselves. We light the first red candle next to the Black. The red stands for the blood and the struggle that we went through. Habari gani.
Kuchishakulia.
Our third day of Kwanzaa was Ujima, and that's today.
Ujima.
Ujima means collective work. And Johnny Woods will speak on that. She'll talk about building and maintaining our community to get together to make our brothers and sisters' problems our problems, and we'll work together to solve them. We light our first green candle closest to our black candle. Oops. For Ujima, habari gani.
Ujima.
The next day of Kwanzaa is Ujamba. Ujamba means cooperative economics. And Lonnie Ray Westerfield will be our conversational leader for Ujima, Ujama. And it means to build and maintain our own stores, shops, and other businesses, and to profit from them together. For that, we will light our second red candle as we celebrate Ujima. Habari gani.
Ujama.
On the next day of Kwanzaa, it's Nia, or purpose. And Thurgood Brooks will be our conversational leader then. Nia means to make our collective vocation the building and developing of our community in order to restore our people to their traditional greatness. Habari gani.
Nia.
On the sixth day of Kwanzaa, it's Kuumba, creativity, to always do as much as we can do in the way we can. Kayla Babers will talk about that and how we can, in order to restore our community and make it more beautiful and beneficial than when we inherited it. There we go. So it doesn't want, sometimes we have difficulties lighting the candles. Bear with us, we're trying to get that candle lit. There we go. Habari gani.
Kuumba.
On the seventh day of Kwanzaa, Imani, or faith. Dwayne Hodges will be our conversational leader there. And we'll talk about believing with all our heart in our people, our parents, our teachers, our leaders, and the righteousness and victory of our struggle. And we'll light our last candle then. Above all, Kwanzaa is a time of family love. Habari gani.
Imani. All right, can anyone just quickly call out one of the principles that Mother Kwanzaa just said? They're on the screen. Unmute yourself and call them out. What is day one?
Umoja.
Thank you so much. Day two. Let's see if they can get the pronunciation of this. They're on the screen.
Kuchagalia.
Thank you so much. Kuchagalia. Like a baby, you say coochie coochie coo.
Kuchagalia.
Thank you so much. Day three.
Ujima.
Thank you so much. Day four.
Ujama.
Thank you so much. Day five. Nia.
Nia.
Day six.
Kumba.
And day seven.
Imani.
Thank you
Imani.
so much. All right. Love it. Let's see. Awesome 3-year-old, recite a great poem. You'll love it.
Yeah. How long did it take for her to memorize this poem?
How long did it take you, Faith?
A week?
You learned it in a week? Can you teach me how to learn something in a week? No.
Can you perform for us?
Yeah.
Are you ready?
You ready?
Okay, we're gonna let you take the stage.
All right, go on there. Oh, her dramatic walk. The microphone.
Hey, Black Child, call it. Hey, Black Child, do you know who you are? Who you really are? Do you know you can be where you want to be if you try to be what you can be? Hey, Black Child, do you know where you're going? Where you're really going? Do you know you can learn what you want to learn if you try to learn what you can learn? Hey, Black Child, do you know you are strong? I mean, really strong? Do you know you can do what you want to do if you try to do what you can do? Hey, Black Child, be what you can be, learn what you must learn, do what you can do, and tomorrow your nation will be what you want it to be.
All right. Yes.
Nice job. Good job, Peyton. High five. Good job. Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much. Guys, if you're having any issues with your volume, just go ahead and turn it up on your device itself. My volume is on the top, but thank you so much for the feedback in the chat, and anything you'd like to say in the chat, I will read it. At this time, we have some rare footage showing what life was like in an all-Black town during the 1920s, and this will explain some more of our principle for today. Get ready.
I was so happy to be able to share that video, that record of collective work and responsibility. It's such an honor to be able to recognize the elders and our ancestors who had a definite commitment to thrive, even with all kinds of racism around them. They wanted to leave their place better than they found it. And I just think that, you know, as much as we can, as we look forward, we can use those kinds of commitments, those examples of collective work and responsibility of the past, to make our own communities better through collective work and responsibility.
And Reverend Solomon Sir Jones provided us with 400 feet of video of those things happening in the 20s. So we have we're able to look at it and know the truth of what happened.
Yeah, so I really appreciate the fact that we were able to share that. And now we want to introduce Miss Johnny Woods. Johnny is our speaker, our person who's going to converse with us about Ujima, collective work and responsibility. And we're just happy that we are able to show this footage because I think it's going to be inspiring. Johnny is from Rock Island by way of Homer, Louisiana, which she references during her talk. She talks about what it took for her parents to bring the family here to Rock Island, to the Quad Cities, and you know how she was able to develop with the help of other people and her parents and other people as she grew older, and became a parent and became a responsible community citizen. She has worked in the community for many years and just recently was elected to the Rock Island County Board. So without further ado, let's hear from Miss Johnny Woods.
Ujima, collective work and responsibility to build and maintain our community together and make our brothers and sisters' problems our problems and solve them together. I think of my father and mother who moved us from Homer, Louisiana to Rock Island, Illinois during the Jim Crow years down south, leaving the only world they knew. They worked hard every day of their lives while raising me and my 4 siblings on pennies a day. I never heard them complain. Their gift to me was a great work ethic and the meaning of sacrifice. When I think of Ujima, Mrs. Robinson comes to mind. When I was a child in Lincoln Homes Public Housing, she would put a string around her yard to keep us off the grass while feeding us cookies or giving us something to drink. She taught me to take care of my property. I also think of my mother and the older Lincoln Home mothers who daily swept the dirt outside the door and in the yard. We had no grass. Back then I wondered what was wrong with them, trying to keep dirt clean. Today I realize that these were the young mothers of yesterday. These young mothers of yesterday were partially responsible for shaping who I am today. They taught me to care about community and that dirt was not a reason not to be clean. I think of the Rainey sisters who chased me in the house after dark when I snuck out as my parents slept soundly. They taught me that my concern for children should not stop at my own. I think of Mr. Cooper who held pancake dinners on 9th Street in Rock Island. This was my first experience of community event. I think of Mary and her husband, the store owners on 9th Street in Rock Island, Illinois. My parents would send me to the store to buy food on credit. They knew us by face and family name. That meant something back then. It taught me that even my proud parents who would not accept handouts needed help once in a while. And while they needed help, they even fed the little children in the neighborhood right along with us. They taught me to care about my fellow man. I think of J.D. Ross and Ed Klein, whom I met as a teenage single mother and a high school dropout. They were coordinators of the VI program, an alternative education program in which I graduated from. They told me, you must go to college. You can do anything you want to do. If you need a ride, call us, and whatever you need, we got your back. They instilled in me the sense of self-determination and self-worth. I think of Eddie Tigg and the seniors at the Elks Club in Rock Island, who would sometimes give me a ride to and from Augustana College. They taught me to help others. I think of Irene Henderson, who was ill. She walked down the block to participate in a prayer vigil and had planned. They say Irene is the same person and taught me how to cook fried green tomatoes when I was young as a single parent. Irene taught me the importance of service. At times, I think of people like Martin Luther King, who impacted the world stage and how he impacted our lives or who we would one day become. But in essence, when it comes down to it, it's not those people on the world stage who make us who we are. It is everyday people like us, you and I, live, work, and raise children in communities like ours all across. When I walked to Augustana College, some days, their gift was there. When I ran for public office, not once, but 3 times, finally winning County Board District number 20 this year. Their spirit, their gifts played a role in everything that I've done and will do. They whisper loudly from the past. As you reflect on the present and the future, I ask you to reflect on Ujima, collective work and responsibility to build and maintain our community together and make our brothers and sisters' problems our problems and solve them together. I want you to remember that everyday ordinary people like Lou and you and I can change the life of a child or the direction of a community. Thank you.
Beautiful. Give her a hand. Everybody.
Yes. Excellent. 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 We are everyday people, Ujima, to build and maintain our community together and to make our brothers and sisters' problems our problems and solve them together. Excellent. Johnny Woods, we thank you for those words.
Absolutely. I believe we're to our discussion point. We're just hitting it at 30 minutes every day. I love it. Well, my name is Dr. Willene Owens, and I'm just excited to be able to have a voice in the conversation, just to get you to speak your voice. And today, I'm going to collectively and responsibly offer an awesome children's book. Now, you can buy it yourself, but one special person in today's discussion will receive this book by Shelley Moore Guy, and I'm going to happen to get one for myself and one for the person that wins our discussion. So please discuss away so we can decide who's going to get this. All right, so what can you do? And by the way, thank you, the great Skyline High School students, for joining. In addition to all the other people, thank you so much for being a part of this. There's some people, you're so awesome. So anyone is available to answer any of these questions. So what can you do to work on a collective work? And what can we do to implement a collective work? So can you give me some ideas for our discussion? And let's talk. Unmute yourself and do not be shy.
Hello.
Hi.
My name's Sheila Davis, and it's an honor to see Shelley Guy Moore. I wish I had her book. I admire her. I live in Davenport, Wichita, Kansas, and when our son was head of a program at a school in Lincoln, I worked with him. He was my boss, but also the times when I was going to Ambrose, I had heard Shelley, and I just admire her so much. And when she all our work she done at Augustana and Black Hawk. And when she walked in a room, we were so excited. I mean, she's awesome. And I just really love this woman, what she stands for and what she does. And she probably doesn't think nothing of it, but she's like Miss America to me. She's awesome. And what her family stands for and what she does. No, she thinks nothing of it, but she's like, you know, if someone could run for president, I vote for her. I really admire her and it's an honor to hear her again. I've internet problems, so I've been trying to just hear her or hear her voice and the things that she's saying, the advice her family gave me, and I'm just grateful.
Thank you, Sheila.
Love you.
Hey,
Thank
looks like
you. Thank
somebody
you.
really wants that book. I hope some other people join the discussion, but you got to speak up. So
Yes.
all right,
Sheila,
Yes.
Sheila, can you share some of the things that you've done in the community that demonstrated how you work together for a common cause in the community?
Well, I'm originally for Devonport, but I have moved around to Devon, to Rock Island, but I have ran for alderman in the past. I ran for school board. I did most of my volunteer at Unite Neighbors. And with my mom, we do real estate now, so my mom's there. But when my mom's there in Iowa, she does this thing, what she calls Christmas, right? Because we don't drive. She just puts gifts and new stuff outside and she goes back in. So my mom and dad, before he passed away, they always did a lot of things for the community, helping the community. And our mission is never let no one walk by us homeless, clothes, or hungry. And we never have.
beautiful.
That's awesome. Amazing.
And
Thank you, Sheila.
As you speak of
Thank
United Neighbors, Sheila, I think about the fact that that was a huge part of my life. Just to even with Fred, he had us say poems, and we went around to different locations, like as a drama troupe. And I majored in theater in college, so it's amazing how one little seed planted will help someone else along their journey. So thank you that you help someone else's problem, you solve it, you help solve it. So thank you and your family for doing
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Hello,
that.
my name is Judas Lewis, and I live in California.
Woo-hoo.
I met Shelly Guy last year,
Hi,
and
Judy.
I think we become fast friends. I feel like I've known her all my life. I'm from East Moline, Watertown, and I did a pamphlet. I don't even call it a book about Watertown, and included the people that lived in Watertown, and I included Bill Bell, and she wrote a book about Bill Bell. So he's featured in the book also. But I would like to say how I've tutored. We had an organization, Social Concern, and we took welfare moms and people that were getting public assistance and taught them how to use a computer. And then we tutored young kids, problem kids that couldn't pay attention in school, and we taught them how to read and do simple math. So I've been on this journey a long time, but I appreciate being invited to this awesome presentation, and thank you very much.
Judy, I'd like to ask you if you could, expound a little bit more about the book that you created, you and others from East Moline, Watertown.
Yes.
Talk about that, what you've done, how you collected information, what is in the book, but really talk about why that is so important to gather those things.
Yes. I just felt inspired. And one of the people that inspired me was Nate Lawrence, because I was putting together a pamphlet. And I was just going to take some papers and staple them together with some pictures and some sayings and pass it out at the next reunion. And he said, well, you can do better than that. So I started collecting stories, and I started calling people asking them to send me pictures and stories, and they did. They responded. I had about 70 people to participate in the book, either by sending pictures or writing their stories. And I had an awesome lady help me put together one of the kids' godparents. He's a graphic artist, so he did my cover, and this is all pro bono, so it just fell into place. But it was so important for us to tell our story, to let our kids know where we came from, and this is only the beginning. So we did these pages, and how this has grown. We are selling, and each one of the, not a penny, all the proceeds were, everything was donated to do this book. People did it because they were talking about, because they want to do it. They wanted to know how we put this all together, and how we put it together was just calling people, telling them to send it in, and they did. And I live out here in California, and we're from all over the country, but everybody got together and they sent it, and we put it into this awesome pamphlet book, and it's about 70 pages, and people, and it came together beautifully. And it showed it. I was able to put pictures of us when we were kids, when we were babies. All this, we put it all together so people could have it. And it is a historical, it's historical, even if we got it together and we did it. And it's important people can look in there and see what their grandparents looked like when they were kids.
Absolutely. I actually have a copy of that, and I just wanted you to be able to talk about that, because this is something that we have planned to do, Johnny Woods and I and other people who did come from Lincoln Homes housing projects, but it's an example of what we can do. Your book is an example of what other communities can do, just to be able to share our common experiences and where we came from.
Yes.
And what those neighborhoods look like, how people did work together, because there are photos of church activities, and people talked about how they would go fishing together, and sports, and it's just a wonderful historical account.
And that's grown into, we've been invited to open up a museum in East Moline, and we're getting the pictures and everything together to see what we can do. And we plan on doing videos of people telling their history and where they came from and who their parents were, and how they got to the Quad Cities, how they got, where they lived and who they associated with. So it's an ongoing thing, and we're trying to plant some seeds with people that they will go on with this long after we're gone. They'll have a footprint of what we did and who we were and who our family was, and they can they know who Granny was. They know who Uncle played on the football team with. I'm looking at these young men. They were old men when I met them, but I got pictures of them when they were in high school.
Right.
That's awesome.
It is.
That's awesome.
It is.
I wanted to just point out in the chat, there's a shout out from Matt McDowell, or maybe to Matt McDowell. He's on here. He says, my hero and grant writing mentor. So I wanted to make sure to vocalize that. There's some young people on here as well. So I want to give you all the opportunity to speak on any of these quotes. And by the way, my definition of young is anywhere between 0 and 99. Okay. So just so you know, this quote is, it takes a village to raise a child. That's an African proverb that is definitely dealing with collective work and responsibility. You must act as if it is impossible to fail. That's an Ashanti proverb. Okay, so I just want some of the young people to speak up about our topic for today, Ujima, our principle for today, collective work and responsibility. Are there any people 0 to 99 to speak up?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Well, I'm Johnny Woods, and I'm 69 years young.
Yes.
And thank
Johnny.
you, Matt, for always calling me boss when I wasn't. But I think one of the most important things I did, along with Shelley and some other people, we had 10 violent deaths in Rock Island. I think the year was 2006. And we decided to do a prayer vigil on the old Franklin school lot, just the school we went to that was torn down. And so we did prayer visuals and we discussed what we should do in the future to try to help our community. And that's how I began to run for public office. But we also, I would like to say, we were on that lot from 7 in the morning, every Sunday morning, from April to November until we got snowed out. And out of that, I created also the student tutoring and mentoring program called STAMP. That program provided opportunities for kids to excel in math and reading. I held 5 sites. Shelley helped, and a lot of other people in the community. I'm not going to name them. I asked for volunteers, and I had 5 sites in Rock Island where children learn to read, were helped with their reading skills. And then Augustana College gave me their math building to do math classes on Saturday. And all of those children, the older children were in the math classes at Augustana, and we provided food. And the one thing that I remember from that is each one of those children in the math program went on to college and graduated.
Yes.
So I feel good about that.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for sharing that. I hope I did you justice with the PowerPoint. It was so awesome. I got so many wonderful nuggets.
I actually like that. I kind of wish my grandfather, who was a slave, I wish I had sent you a picture of him, but it was about now. So
okay. Thank you so much.
We can always use it later.
That's right. All right, young people, some more young people, 0 to 99. Collective work and responsibility, Ujima. When I say Habari Gani, you say Ujima. Habari Gani.
Ujima.
Habari Gani.
Ujima.
Anyone else? Giselle, I'm just gonna start naming some people and see if they'll speak up. So Giselle, let me see these participants on this line. Mama Brown.
I think Matt McDowell is there.
Okay, Beth, Anita, Jaylene.
I'll go.
Thank you, Giselle.
Good afternoon. My name is Giselle Venegas, and I believe the more important takeaway of this conversation will be doing it together is more than doing it one itself. Like working together is more important, more essential than doing it itself. And I believe the things I have done that contribute to that concept will be volunteering to my latest church. And the latest project we have done was gathering donations of toys to give out to the children that their parents couldn't afford toys. So I volunteered. And also last week I went to a hospital. Even with the COVID restrictions, I was able to visit some elders and children. And yeah, that will be something that I contribute to together with other people to make people happy in this Christmas that they were alone. And
thank you so much, Giselle. Absolutely wonderful. I want to just give a shout out to Giselle because she's one of my students who has like, how many people do you have in your house, Giselle? Like how many brothers and sisters are around you?
6. I'm outside currently, but yeah, we're 7 in total. I have 6 siblings.
And when I say that this girl is so diligent about doing her work, like collectively, I know she helps out her mom. She helps with watching her siblings. She may have to change the diaper and stuff of that sort, but she still is able to be responsible and get her schoolwork in. And it's really my top. So I appreciate just you sharing. Thank you so much, Giselle.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. We have Matt. We have Jaylene. Anyone else who wishes to add to the conversation? The topic today is collective work and responsibility. We're getting ready to close out pretty soon.
Yes. My name is Jaylene Looper.
Hello.
Dr. Marina is actually my mother, and Ethelene, or Mama Kwanzaa, Mother Kwanzaa, is grandmother. So I would say I used to intern at a food bank, and one of my tasks was to go pick up food from different stores and restaurants that were getting rid of old things that they didn't need anymore, or maybe they couldn't sell anymore because of the expiration dates, but was still good. So one example is HEB. We used to always go pick up over a ton of bread from HEB and bring it back to the food bank. And every single day they had different volunteers come in, but because of all of the people who would volunteer for different jobs, whether it was to sort the stock room or go pick up the food or weigh it or clean it, sanitize it, whatever it was, because of everybody's roles that they took, it was able to get done. And every single day, I think we sorted through at least 1,000 pounds of food, which wouldn't have been possible with just one person. So that is the perfect example, I think, of when I think of collective work and responsibility, especially being a sociology minor. Everything is interconnected. The more that people participate and follow the order of things, the more we're able to get done as a whole. And I just think about how many people we were able to feed because of that, because of the collective work we did at the food bank.
Absolutely.
That's why I know it's really important for us to actually be able to work together.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
There's some people that I muted because there was some background noise. So if you find that we don't hear you, it's because you have to unmute yourself at this point. Are there any other comments before we close it on down? And thank you so much for sharing, everyone that shared. In the chat, I'm going to be putting my email. So the people that actually shared, send your information to my email, because I will be picking a winner of our door prize today, which is an amazing book. You're going to love it. You're going to love the book. Let me get to the slide with the book on it. Oh, we have the book. Go ahead and hold it up. All right. Yes, there it is. It's awesome.
There it is.
Okay, so do know that this is our local author, and we just want to promote all these amazing people in our circle. In fact, we didn't realize we had so many authors on the line, but that's amazing. So I do want to just give a shout out about this book. And again, if you were part of the discussion today, you have the opportunity to have this book sent to you. So I'll have my information in the chat, and we'll go from there, so that you can send me your information, and we'll go from there. All right. Are all hearts and minds clear? I'm just excited about our principle for today.
Listen, I wanted to just say how very excited I am about our collective efforts here. Everyone who has been involved since day one of Kwanzaa, who has tuned in and joined us. It is a collective act of responsibility to be in touch with your neighbors, to find out how people feel about the world that we're living in and what we all can do to make it better. So from day one with unity, and then yesterday with self-determination, today with collective work and responsibility. The discussions have been invaluable. It's very inspiring when we can have these conversations and share. There's nothing wrong with sharing what you've been involved in, sharing what you have initiated. Those things are very important. Everything is right with sharing those kinds of things, because it inspires other people to that they can do what they've desired to do. Everyone probably desires to do something, but hearing your story can push someone to the point where they will, really consider beginning to do that thing, to initiate that one thing, that idea. So it's very important, and we want to just continue to thank you for joining your neighbors here.
Thank you so much. Habari Gani, everybody.
Ujima.
Ujima.
Habari Gani.
Ujima.
Habari Gani. Ujima. Let me get these drums really quick. God bless you guys, and we'll same
Thank you.
tomorrow. And
See you tomorrow at noon.
where are my drums? Where are my drums? Where are my drums?
Love the pictures.
Jaylene, if I
Ujima.
my drums, feel free to hum something.
Reflect on Ujima.
Absolutely.
Collective work and responsibility.
All right, you all have a great day. I'm sorry about the drum shortage. It's too far back. All right.
We're getting there.
Oh, there's the drums right
We'll
there.
see you at noon tomorrow. There's Matt.
Okay.
Good
Billy, it's so good to see you.
Good day.